as a hobby, I play a lot of cricket, but I have never had the opportunity to score a half century while playing cricket. It still remains a dream. But life has been more kinder, has been pushing me towards my half century pretty soon. So I thought I'll take this talk as I saw my toes slowly crawling towards my grave. And on that morbid note, I thought that, okay, let's use this opportunity to introspect. And we can let roll on that point. So when we got this topic, I said, okay, let me use this lesson more to introspect about me, myself, and my profession, architecture. It's more or less a kind of a public introspection that I'm going to do with all of you. Some of it will do with architecture, some with more personal things, which I thought I'll share, especially with the younger generation over here. So, how many of you have heard Queen? They very famously wrote a song in which they said, "Is this the world we created? What did we do it for?" So really, as an architect, when I look at the world that we have created, I really wonder, is this really what we wanted to do as architects? And architecture today really is at crossroads, you know. There is so much intervention of technology in our profession. I remember when we started, there was one electrical, plumbing drawing, structure, khel khatam, architectural drawing. Now you have so much happening. And I feel that there is need for architects to look at balancing art and technology. Architecture really is pretty much the barometer of how people look at the culture of any place. You go to any city like Chennai, it'll be defined by the architectural elements. It's one of the most predominant cultural element of any place by which you define a place or you remember a place. And therefore, it's very important that architects realize that while we need to embrace technology, we need to remember that we should be less technologists and still more artists. We need to strive for more beauty, more joy, and more life in our buildings, something like what Baker did. We need to lead by example. We are getting led right now, and I really would like the next generation of architects to really strike a new path for architecture, where architects reclaim the turf that we have lost, and we lead by example. Something like what Korea did at another point in time, where he really took any typology. I mean, if you take his Kanchenjunga apartment built for a builder, or you take the mall that he did recently in Calcutta, whichever typology he took, he struck a fresh ground. And I really wish today that I could do that myself. The other point I wanted to share was that we really need to teach more. And I would like the new generation of architects, as you grow in your profession, in your knowledge, in your experience, teach, man. Go out and teach as many people as you can. One point, since I teach quite a bit, which I have learned and I wanted to share on this platform, is you need to teach less. A really good teacher is not one who teaches more, but excites your students to learn more. And I would really like that to happen, that as teachers we teach less and excite them to learn more. Now, with due apologies to our host scholar today, the invite said where the stalwarts battle it out. I think that needs to change among architects. That time is gone. We really need to realize that today we really need to collaborate more. Less competition, more collaboration. And I'm on this platform. I mean, many of us in this room, Pramod, KP, Biju here, and some are not here. We already collaborate in a platform called CAF, where we focus more on teaching and education, but I think even in projects we need to collaborate more. Because if we don't stand together, we're going to fall. Pink Floyd famously said this in their album, The Wall. Together we stand, divided we fall. And I think architects need to realize that if we don't get together as a fraternity and get our act together, we're going to get eaten up. Now to the topic really that we talk about, less is more. I think there needs to be more simplicity in design. I think Raghu talked about it and elucidated some really nice examples of how less is really what is truly beautiful. And that pretty much epitomizes what we also do. But if you really look at it, what's happening today is that earlier, when Mies coined this phrase less is more, rather not coined it, used the phrase less is more. We used to have challenges of too much embellishment, too much decoration, as the art deco building that you see on your left hand side. But today our challenge is more about the technology part of it. We use technological products and we try to make simpler buildings which look nonsensical. The other thing I'm passionate about, which I wanted to share today on this platform, was that as an architect practicing in a developing country in India, I feel we should focus on more design with less money. It's possible. I have done it and I would like you guys to also try and strive towards that. This is another thing which I've learned from my daughter, who's a die-hard feminist. There needs to be more women here. Look at this, 5 speakers, no women. There needs to be more women in architecture. Why are there no women in architecture? There needs to be more women in architecture. And one other thing I wanted to share is that men need to wake up to the fact that feminism is not a female issue. It's a man problem. Wake up, guys. You need to be more active male feminists. And this is more a personal introspection. At this stage in my life, I feel I need to live more. Less existence, more life. That's the reason why I'm doing this talk today, looking back at my life and saying, okay, how can I really live more? And I would like all of you to live more. And this, of course, is the toughest one. Big talk. How do I walk this talk? Tough one. I'll try. And that's why the public introspection, so that it lagao chavi behind me, ki bol to diya bhai, karega kaise? And the last slide is pretty much more or less done. Thank you.